Alright, so here we are back again. Just finished the math of matte cutting video. Now we're ready to actually put that into use. So today we're going to be unboxing my new Logan matte cutter, the compact, classic, versatile, portable matte cutter, model number 3011. So we bought this device based on the fact we needed to cut mattes. We wanted to do it as professionally as possible. We are not sponsored by Logan. We are not. This was the first tool I bought, so I had no affiliations, and I still don't, with Logan. However, the tool looked like it was the easiest to use, and it got a lot of great reviews. And they seem to be a fairly prominent brand in the custom framing market, so that's what I went with, for no other reason than that. So just want to be sure you're aware, not a sponsored video. First time using any of their tools will be in this video. So what we're going to do is, this video is going to take place over probably a week at least. We're going to be unboxing and looking at the initial elements of the tool that are in the box. We are going to be using it to cut our first mats for our first project, and then afterwards I'll give it a quick review, and that will complete this first video of our actual tool sets. So if you want to come along, we're going to go now and unbox the tool and get our first look at it.
12 seconds later.
Okay, so we've received our sample pack from the matting and framing store, the frame stock. So this is a sample of 25 matte pieces. So this cost me $15, and I originally complained a little bit about the cost of shipping. I think it was $8.50 is what they charged me. I did, out of curiosity, I looked at how they shipped it and did a little calculation on the post office website, and it turns out that the shipping was $6.50, so they charged me $2 handling. I can live with that. That's a fair price, I think. So received this. Just going to check it out. I have opened this, but I have not looked at the samples yet, so we're going to do that right now. So it came in this envelope, and then it came in this, and I have not gone beyond this yet. So looks like some kind of ratty cardboard with a few pieces of rubber band. Alright, well, let us dig in and see what we find. Now, I think when I store this, I will store it in something a little bit nicer, because I plan on having this and using it for some time. I did get, it looks like, a few free rubber bands, which I'm super excited about. Alright, and so here we go. Here's our first look. Now, we have this. It may not look very exciting, but kind of seems exciting. So you can't really tell much because all these cores, if you look, all the cores appear to be cream or white cores. So, you know, that's all you can see. But it's nice, they do have each sample labeled with the color, and also, wow, these rubber bands are really tight, and also with a part number or a stock number, so that's good. So when we go to order, as I had mentioned, these are a common and well-known brand name, so I'm a little disappointed with, kind of had the rubber bands on this one a little bit tight, and kind of deformed the edges here, but that's okay. So this first one is smooth black, and it was stuck together. There we go, smooth black. And we have purple. What is it? La Crucis purple. Delft blue. Newport blue. Lapis. China blue. Raven black. photo gray, dark gray, Williamsburg green, maroon, red, Chinese red. I'm not sure what makes these Chinese red and blue things Chinese, but clearly they're industry standard names, so say that tongue in cheek, I'm not sure that they are. Yellow, white, and cream. It's going to be both. It's just like cream. Ivory. Can you see the difference? Maybe not. Sable. Old gold. Oh, nice. Saddle tan. French buff. Spicy ivory. You may not be able to see the subtle differences in the tones, but I can, and they look pretty nice. Antique white. Regular white. Oh, and very white. Can you tell that that's different? Bar Harbor Gray. So there we go. 25 pieces. Seems to represent the spectrum fairly nicely. We'll be using these to select and going forward, we'll be using these as tools for selecting all of our project elements. There are some colors I'm thinking of for some projects I want to do that are not here, so we'll have to play those by ear, but in the meantime, there we go. Not bad. Pretty happy with that. So now we'll be able to take these, put them up against our first project here, and decide which ones we want to purchase and get them on order so we can start cutting. All right, so we'll see you around next time. We're gonna actually take a look and unbox the mat cutting tool and share that with you. Hopefully we'll be able to get started pretty soon. I'm tired of waiting. All right, thanks.
3 days later.
Alright, so now we finally come to something we've all been looking forward to, and that is actually unboxing and looking at our first tool for our work. So we have recently received the sample for the matting, and we have selected the mats that we are going to apply to our first project here. But in order to use the first product, we have to unbox it, something we haven't done. I've been sitting on this for weeks, and finally the excitement ends with us getting to unbox our brand new Logan Compact Classic Mat Cutter. I will throw up a graphic up here with a little bit of the features that this cutter has, but in the meantime we're gonna break this down and take it out, and not gonna use it yet. We'll use it in this video, but I don't have the mats yet for the new project, so I will actually do the cutting when those arrive. But in the meantime, right now we're just unboxing it and getting our first look at it. So here we go. So I just want to point out, I don't work for Logan. Logan is not a sponsor of this video. I chose the Logan products because they looked like they would do what I needed them to do, and they had very high reviews on Amazon. This one, Amazon details will be right up here as well. And so, you know, basically I stuck with the product line that seemed to be the leader in these kind of inexpensive yet effective tools. So, you know, that's where we're at. By the way, Logan, if you want to sponsor me, let me know. All right, so here we go. Instructions. So, the stereotype of the men not wanting to read instructions doesn't hold water here in my house. I'm an avid instruction reader, so you will know that by the time I start actually using this, I will have thoroughly read the instructions on this. All right, what do we have? Well, this is a Logan Model 5 mat knife. So this is the handheld, and there's no knife in it. It's just the holder for the knife. This comes in handy when you're cutting lengths of matting to size, as well as foam board, I'm sure. So set that there. All right. Not very many pieces here and not much assembly required. This is the actual cutting utensil for when we're actually cutting the match. Notice that this is sitting at a 45-degree angle. This holds the blade at a 45-degree angle so that when you actually depress it and make your cut, you're cutting at that beveled edge. And the main cutting frame. Okay. And we also received a slip sheet. This is actually quite important because you'll use it behind the mat you're making the cut on, so that you don't cut the. Sorry, I'm working and talking at the same time. So you'll put the slip sheet behind whatever mat you're working on. You don't cut into the cutter itself or anything else you're working on. It's just a nice, like a cutting board when you're cooking. All right, so what do we have here? Well, we have a spring-loaded, I guess you would call it a safety guide or a guide. You have the slip sheet. You have the measuring set scale. You have the mat knife, and you have the mat cutter, and the instructions. And this is all there is in the box. So basically just a really quick overview of how this works. So you have the set scale. Now if you remember in the last video, we spent quite a bit of time calculating the widths of those side pieces. That's because this right here, this set scale, is what you set the width of your cut to. So for example, I think we had one that was 3 3/4. We would set this, we would unlock it, we would set it to 3 3/4. We would lock it down, and now we have a 3 3/4 item. We would slide the mat underneath. We would have the knife in here, and you have, I don't know if you can see that, but you have this notch here that goes on the guide. You would push down the blade. You would make your cut very smooth, very seamless. Now you would flip it 180 degrees and cut the other side, which is the same width as this one, assuming it is. People do some odd and asymmetric cuts. We're going to be just doing straight up cuts for quite some time here. So that is it. Let's see. Oh, one other thing I want to point out. In the instructions, in the instruction bag, they do supply you with a number of these Logan 270 razor cutting blades. So they did give us blades to cut with. I suspect as these dull, you'll be able to replace those. But we're going to read the instructions, and we're going to figure out, make sure we're utilizing everything properly, and then we'll look forward to getting the materials in for the matting and prepare to cut them. So we're getting close to where we're actually going to start executing this particular project. So I'm super excited. In the next half of this video, it will be a few days later, we will actually be cutting the mats for that project. So we'll see you shortly.